This is probably going to be one of the last moments you can be buying some cheap Bitcoin before we are about to absolutely blast off towards the upside. So in this video, I'm going to be explaining that exactly. Have a look into these longer term charts. Why is Bitcoin about to blast off right now? This is going to be an extremely important longer term video for Bitcoin. We need to be having a look into some on-chain indicators right now. Bitcoin history is right now exactly repeating. The Bitcoin halving effect is right now starting to kick in. The traditional markets are absolutely blasting off towards the upside, while all these rate cuts are going to be inevitable. So we need to be talking about that exactly, about the Bitcoin ETFs, and most importantly about altcoins. But one thing is going to be for sure, a massive bounce for Bitcoin is going to be inevitable. This is going to be a huge Bitcoin buy signal flashing right now, so we need to be talking about that exactly, because this is going to be one of your last chances right now in the market. And yes, this video is recorded a few days in advance. I am currently traveling, I'm sorry for that. But one thing that we have been doing is opening up this beautiful Bitcoin long position. Now, I do think that Bitcoin is about to be headed much and much higher from of these levels. I'm going to be explaining exactly why. First of all, we can be having a look into this chart over here, and we can just be having a look into a beautiful structure with accumulation going on at around this bottom, with this deviation right here exactly at the Bitcoin bottom, with this continuation, this consolidation over here, and right now this bigger consolidation at about that previous all-time high. But what we just got was this huge deviation down below this bottom over here from this consolidation we have been creating. Right now we are getting back in towards our range, and that is definitely looking very good on that weekly time frame for Bitcoin. So eventually I do think that we are going to be breaking this one out towards the upside. Now, I do think that we are going to be getting very close towards that moment. There's not going to be much time left until this is going to be happening. And our first signal we can be having a look towards is going to be this capitulation which is going on after the Bitcoin halving. Bitcoin miners have been capitulating, and each and every single time whenever this has happened after a Bitcoin halving, it has always been a very good moment to buy more Bitcoin. So yeah, just like all of these times over here, it is right now happening again. Miners capitulation is going on after the Bitcoin halving, like you can be seeing over here. Eventually, this Bitcoin buy signal is going to be flashing right now. The buy signal has not yet flashed, but definitely around this time, anytime soon, this buy signal is going to be flashing. And whenever it is going to be flashing, well, I do think a similar buy signal, just like right here, just like right here, and just like right here, is going to be flashing right now again. We are getting very close towards this signal right now getting flashed. On top of that, this chart also does look very good. On the bottom, we can be having a look into a Nupo chart indicator. And if we have a look into this chart, well, this cycle is looking very similar to the cycle of 2017. And we can actually start to have a look into much more similarities from the charts of 2017 in this video. I will be showing much more charts that are looking very similar to 2017. But yeah, first of all, this chart over here, the structure is looking very, very similar. We are getting in our orange stage right now in the market. We are exactly also reaching that previous all-time high, testing that previous all-time high, trying to be breaking above. But eventually, whenever we are decisively going to be breaking above, that is going to be that moment where that parabolic moment, that parabolic move towards the upside is going to be kicking in, and whenever it is going to be getting started. So yeah, right now we are getting right around that corner of that parabolic move getting started. Now Bitcoin is exactly bouncing from off this level of support over here very nicely, looking very good, very beautiful, but still in that longer time frame, Bitcoin is still just trying to be breaking above that previous all-time high right over here. And whenever Bitcoin is going to be breaking above that previous all-time high, that is going to be the moment where Bitcoin is going to be going parabolic towards the upside, and we are going to be getting our biggest move towards the upside. So still, Bitcoin is just creating a very beautiful range right over here, a very beautiful bull flag pattern, just waiting until eventually breaking this one out towards the upside. Whenever we do break this one towards the upside, well, then that parabolic move will be getting started. And if we are going to be having a look into this chart, it is going to be very likely, extremely likely, that we are going to be getting some more momentum towards the upside, because we have just gotten this deviation down below our 21 weekly moving average. And in this cycle, all of the time, whenever this has happened, well, it has indicated a very good price surge towards the upside for Bitcoin, and once again this signal is flashing. So yes, I do think that Bitcoin's price is going to be surging towards the upside in the coming few weeks. Now on top of that, once again, this Bitcoin cycle is just exactly repeating with the cycle of 2017. We are going to be seeing so many more similarities right here on this indicator on the MVRV Z-score. We can once again have a look into this chart over here, and we can be seeing that it is looking very similar to the one of 2017, and we are just in this stage over here trying to be breaking above that previous all-time high. Whenever we are going to be doing so, well, once again the parabolic move is going to be getting started. And once more, a very similar chart right over here. Now this is actually looking very similar to each and every single cycle, but once again, yeah, history is about to repeat whenever we are going to be breaking above this level over here, which it is looking like we are about to do so in the coming few weeks. Well, we are once again about to go absolutely parabolic. That's why I'm saying this is once again going to be one of your last moments to buy some cheap Bitcoin right over here. And some people might say that Bitcoin is right now close towards topping out, but in my opinion, this is just entirely not true. If we are going to be having a look into all of the on-chain indicators, this is not true. The altcoins have not popped yet. They have not exploded yet, which we are seeing happening in every single cycle. This indicator right over here has not come anywhere close towards topping out yet. We are just getting no signal at all that we are anywhere close towards topping out at this current moment. So yeah, I just had to include it in there because, well, if we are not getting any topping out signals just yet for Bitcoin, well, that means that probably we are going to be headed even higher, right? If we are still not getting any topping out signals, that's still going to be quite bullish in my opinion. So we are right now in the month of July. July, I think, is going to be a very bullish month for Bitcoin. That is also going to be the reason why I do think that we are going to be keeping our momentum up towards the upside in this month over here. We can be seeing that every single month, whenever June has been closing in the red, or the month right after, July, has always been an extremely bullish month, like you can be seeing each and every single time. June in the red, July an extremely bullish month in the green. Each and every single time it has been a double-digit green month for July, with the only exception in 2013, which is only 0.4% off, right? And otherwise we would have closed in a 10% gain in that month. So yeah, each and every single time, July has been a very bullish month. Right now, once again, I think July is about to be a very bullish month. Now, having a look into the Fear and Greed Index, having a look into some more on-chain indicators, because this is going to be where it is going to be getting very interesting. Always, every single cycle, these on-chain indicators are always helping me a lot with predicting these tops, with predicting these bottoms, or indicating me that we have still more room for the upside left. So yeah, with the recent dip towards the downside for Bitcoin, well, this Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index has been getting reset, which is absolutely lovely. We want to be seeing this. We want to be seeing fear in the market during a correction, and that is definitely going to be indicating that we are going to be coming close towards that bottom during a market correction. Now, one thing that is worrying me a little bit is that we have already come in towards these extreme greedy zones for this cycle. But well, also if we are going to be comparing this with the last cycle, well, right before we went absolutely parabolic, we also got in towards these extremely greedy zones right over here, right? And also even before that, right at this moment over here, we also got in these extremely greedy zones. What is going to be very important right now for this indicator is that we have cooled down very significantly, and that, in my opinion, is looking very bullish. Now, having a further look, this chart is looking so bullish because right now the USDT market cap is once again growing, which means that more money is coming into the crypto space. Literally, more liquidity is coming in. And we can definitely be seeing this correlation, right? At the early stages, well, whenever this USDT market cap was growing like crazy. Well, a few months after, we saw the price growing exponentially. So yeah, right now, once again, liquidity is starting to come in. That is definitely looking very good for Bitcoin, but this chart is absolutely insane because whale wallets with over 1,000 Bitcoin, including spot ETFs and custodial wallets, added 1.45 million Bitcoin this year, totaling 1.8 million Bitcoin. So yes, whales are right now accumulating, the smart money is right now accumulating. This is definitely very noteworthy during this part of the cycle. Well, still, the smart money is accumulating and, well, you should always be following the smart money, right? Now, on top of that, having a look into some more on-chain indicators, the Bitcoin funding rates, well, the Bitcoin funding rates have cooled down very significantly in this cycle, and we can actually be seeing a very interesting pattern, right? Because always we tend to create these triangle patterns for the Bitcoin funding rates. We've just created this triangle pattern right over here, but during the last cycle, we created one small one over here, and then we created a bigger one, and that was our Bitcoin top, right? But that smaller one before was just at the beginning of the huge parabolic run up towards the upside. I do think that from this point onwards, Bitcoin is about to go absolutely parabolic. I do think that we can be seeing some kind of a history repeating right over here with the markets behaving exactly the same. So yeah, like I've been talking about, Bitcoin miners are right now capitulating. This is definitely going to be very important. Eventually, we are going to be seeing this big bounce for Bitcoin. Eventually, we are going to be seeing this huge parabolic run up towards the upside. And yes, we can just be having a look into some more charts. Bitcoin history is right now exactly repeating. And of course, just a few months ago, we have had our Bitcoin halving. And still, I think that the Bitcoin halving effect is about to kick in still. Of course, always after the Bitcoin halving, the price doesn't tend to go up immediately towards the upside. We always do tend to have a little bit of a post-halving Bitcoin dump. And then after that dump, prices tend to rally. Keep in mind, the post-Bitcoin halving progress is only 6% right now. We are only 6% in until our next Bitcoin halving. We have had this Bitcoin post-halving dip. And after these halving dips, well, Bitcoin tends to just explode towards the upside. Right now, once again, it is happening exactly the same. The playbook is once again exactly repeating. So in my opinion, it would just be foolish if you are going to be bearish right over here at these moments. I cannot find any reason to be bearish right now over here. Even if you are going to be having a look into the traditional markets, well, the gold chart is just exactly the same like the Bitcoin chart. As you can be seeing on these charts over here, these charts are absolutely similar. It is exactly the same with the same exact accumulation, but Bitcoin is just behind a little bit, right? It is right now consolidating, but eventually it is going to be catching up with the gold market with also this huge breakout towards the upside. I do think so. Now, having a look into the stock market, well, the stock market has been going absolutely parabolic towards the upside. Still, Bitcoin is getting left behind a little bit, right? The stock market has been outperforming Bitcoin by a lot, especially in the recent few weeks, but I do think that anytime soon, this huge divergence between the stock market and Bitcoin is going to be closing up, with Bitcoin catching up with the stock market anytime soon. Anyways, also for the dollar currency index, it is right now breaking towards the downside. That is also looking very good. And usually during these last legs towards the downside, that is where the Bitcoin price really tends to explode. Of course, we got our initial first leg towards the downside right over here. But that second leg towards the downside is going to be even greater. That is really going to be the moment where the Bitcoin price is really going to be exploding towards the upside. Right now, that breakdown is starting to happen. That is definitely looking very good for the Bitcoin price if the dollar is going to be losing value. Now, also do keep in mind that in a few months' time, well, finally rate cuts are going to be starting to happen. Now, do keep in mind that while in the short term, I do think this could be a pretty good and bullish thing. Well, in the medium term, this could be a little bit of a bearish thing happening, right? Because market crashes are pretty correlated with rate cuts. Usually this is because first the market crash actually happens and then the interest rates are going to be getting cut. This time around, it does look like a little bit more. We can be seeing maybe a soft landing. That would definitely be very bullish, but do keep in mind that there is that correlation with rate cuts and market crashes. But this is going to be just in a few months' time. time. I definitely do think that in the coming few months, well, Bitcoin can still be very bullish right over here. Test this level at the very least, go towards this 90k level, this 100k level, but just do keep this in mind. We are going to be talking about this also a little bit later, whenever it is going to be getting a little bit more relevant. But right now, just keep in mind that BlackRock and all of these institutions are still buying Bitcoin. They are still accumulating like never before, and definitely, once again, you should be following the smart money. The smart money is right now accumulating. That is definitely looking very good. Now, I do think that in this last part of the cycle, well, the altcoins are really about to explode. I do think that the Bitcoin dominance is going to be taking quite a massive hit, but this is going to be the moment where the most amount of gains are going to be made. Anyways, yes, altcoins are going to be melting faces anytime soon. We are right now in our chop stage, but next up is going to be the up only stage, and I think it is going to be getting very, very close from off this point. So yeah, still definitely looking very good. In the coming few weeks, I am going to be still very, very bullish on Bitcoin. Let's see what is going to be happening next. Now, I will be taking some profits at around these tops over here. I will also still keep some of my trade open for that 80k level getting reached, that 90k level and that 100k level getting reached for Bitcoin. Now, if we are still going to be seeing any kind of a dip, I am willing to be adding more money in towards my Bitcoin trade, but let's see what is going to be happening next. Anyways, guys, if you do want to be staying up to date about every single market development, make sure to be following me over on Twitter. And guys, I'll see you in another update video tomorrow morning.